What if the deepest truth of existence is not matter, not energy, not even consciousness alone, but love, an infinite living force at the heart of the cosmos? In the 16th century, the Indian saint and mystic Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught exactly this, that the essence of reality is divine love, and that creation itself is God's joyful expression, the eternal play of the divine longing to know and love itself. In Chaitanya's vision, the universe is not a cold, indifferent machine. It is a living drama where God becomes both lover and beloved, where every soul is a spark of divine consciousness meant to awaken to its eternal relationship with the whole. Through ecstatic devotion, singing, and surrender, Chaitanya invited seekers into an experience where the boundary between self and God dissolves into pure bliss. In this video, we'll explore Chaitanya's profound philosophy, his life as a mystic and reformer, his teachings on divine love as the heartbeat of creation, and how his vision resonates with modern understandings of consciousness, unity, and the nature of reality itself. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born in 1486 in Navadvipa, India, into a scholarly Brahmin family, at a time when Bhakti, the path of devotional love, was transforming the spiritual landscape of the subcontinent. From an early age, he displayed extraordinary intelligence and charisma, mastering Sanskrit scriptures and becoming a renowned teacher. Yet his life took a dramatic turn in his early 20s, when he experienced a profound mystical awakening, entering states of intense ecstasy during devotional singing of God's names. Abandoning academic prestige, Chaitanya devoted his life to spreading Bhakti, the path of direct, passionate love for the divine, across India. To his followers, he was not merely a saint but an incarnation of Krishna, embodying both the divine lover and the soul's longing for union. Through joyful processions, communal chanting, and teachings filled with tenderness and grace, Chaitanya ignited a spiritual revolution that transcended ritual and hierarchy, focusing instead on love as the ultimate truth. Central to Chaitanya's vision is the idea that the universe is not a meaningless accident but a divine play, what Hindu philosophy calls LILA. God, as infinite consciousness, overflows with joy and expresses that joy through creation, manifesting countless worlds, beings, and experiences as reflections of divine love. In this cosmic drama, every soul is both actor and audience, playing its part while longing to rediscover its source. Unlike philosophies that see creation as an illusion to be transcended, Chaitanya taught that the world is a living expression of God's longing to love and be loved. Just as a poet writes to express beauty, or a musician plays to share joy, God manifests the universe to taste relationship, intimacy, and connection with the infinite sparks of its own being. In this vision, the purpose of life is not escape, but participation, to awaken to the truth that we are part of the divine dance of love unfolding across eternity. For Chaitanya, the key to awakening to this divine reality is bhakti, ecstatic devotion to God born not of obligation, but of overwhelming love. He taught that the highest spiritual state is not detachment or intellectual mastery, but complete surrender to the flow of divine love, where the ego dissolves into pure longing. Through kirtan, the communal chanting of God's names, Chaitanya and his followers entered states of deep absorption, experiencing tears, trembling, and bliss as they felt the presence of the divine alive within them. In this way, Chaitanya reframed spirituality, not as a solitary ascent toward enlightenment, but as a shared celebration of love, inviting everyone, regardless of caste, gender, or background, into direct communion with God. Divine love, he said, is already within us. All that's required is to uncover it, like removing clouds to reveal the ever-shining sun. One of Chaitanya's most beautiful insights is that God is not only the object of devotion, but also its source. The divine both loves and longs to be loved. Drawing on the ancient Vaishnava teachings of Krishna and Radha, Chaitanya envisioned the relationship between the soul and God as a love story. Krishna, the divine source, yearning to taste the sweetness of being loved, and Radha, the soul, longing for union with the beloved. But in Chaitanya's mysticism, these roles merge. He is said to embody both Krishna and Radha, becoming the meeting point of divine desire and human devotion. This is why his life became a living metaphor for the universe itself, God expressing, seeking, and experiencing love through creation. In this vision, our individuality is not an era, but a pathway. Each soul reflects a unique facet of the infinite, and through relationship, song, and surrender, the divine rediscovers itself again and again. Chaitanya's teachings resonate powerfully with modern ideas about consciousness as the foundation of reality. In his vision, the cosmos is alive, animated by the presence of God within every particle and every soul. Matter is not dead. It is infused with meaning and intention. Creation is the self-expression of divine awareness, evolving toward deeper and more intimate experiences of itself. Modern science, too, hints at an interconnected universe, from quantum entanglement to the role of consciousness in shaping perception. And Chaitanya's insights provide a spiritual framework for this unity. Where materialism sees randomness, Chaitanya saw relationship. Where reductionism sees inert matter, he saw divine longing woven into every atom. In this way, his vision bridges mysticism and science, suggesting that love, not force, not chance, is the ultimate architect of reality. Chaitanya himself was known for entering spontaneous states of divine ecstasy, where tears streamed down his face and his body trembled with love for God. These experiences were not private escapes, but demonstrations of what is possible when we open fully to the Oversoul, when the boundary between self and source dissolves into unity. For Chaitanya, divine love transforms not only the individual, but also the collective. Communities gathered around kirtan became vessels of shared consciousness, where distinctions of status and identity melted into the joy of devotion. This was revolutionary in a society structured by hierarchy. Chaitanya's message was radically inclusive, affirming that every being has an equal place in God's heart. Through surrender to love, he taught, we awaken to our true nature as participants in a reality far greater than ourselves, a conscious, interconnected cosmos sustained by joy. Chaitanya's vision invites us to live differently, to see the universe not as separate objects, but as a living expression of God's love, and to experience ourselves as inseparable from that love. This means shifting from control to surrender, from striving to trust, from isolation to communion. Spiritual practice in his teaching is not about escaping the world, but infusing it with devotion, turning every act, every thought, every breath into an offering of love. When we sing, serve, or simply rest in the awareness of the divine within, we align ourselves with the pulse of creation itself. For Chaitanya, this is liberation, not the dissolution of individuality, but the awakening of our deepest identity as expressions of the eternal beloved. To live in this way is to experience reality not as empty, but as overflowing with meaning, connection, and joy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and teachings offer a vision of reality where the cosmos itself is a love song, an endless interplay of longing and fulfillment, separation and union, God experiencing itself through creation. Every soul is a note in this vast symphony, unique yet inseparable from the whole, and to awaken is to hear the music playing beneath the noise of daily life. In a world often divided by fear, competition, and separation, Chaitanya's message is timeless. The essence of existence is divine love, and we are already part of it. When we open our hearts, we rediscover the truth he embodied, that the universe is not indifferent, but alive, conscious, and radiant with joy, inviting us to join the eternal dance of love unfolding in every moment.